Hi, my name is Claudine Morgan, and today I will be doing a preschool lesson on the five senses. I will be using this book, My Five Senses, to go over what the five senses are and when we use them. We have a class total of 12 students, 3 in which are English language learners. So we will seat the 3 English language learners closest to me while we're doing the book reading, so that they can see the pictures and make sure that they're engaged throughout the whole process. And then during the book reading, I'm going to allow students to interact and give feedback. So I will be able to see who's more familiar with the five senses and which students maybe are less familiar. And it'll help us group them into pairs after the book reading, so that those pairs can help one another. And maybe even some of the students that are more familiar with the topic can sit with some of the English language learners to help them as well. After the book reading, we will split them into pairs, setting each pair at a different station. We'll have 5 stations for each sense, and they'll be able to experience different senses throughout that. The children will use a different sense in each station, and they will be able to give feedback after they've had their experience in that station. And then what I'd like to do is create a chart of the feedback that I'm receiving throughout the lesson. And it's something that we could review as soon as we finish. We are gonna have a set time period for each station. They'll have 2 minutes to experience, and then we'll have 3 minutes to reflect and discuss what we experienced. And then they'll move on to the next station. And then once we do finish all the stations, we'll discuss all the notes we've taken, and then the students will have a chance to draw a picture of what they feel the five senses are, allowing them to discuss what they've drawn, so that we can really make sure that they understand what we've gone through. Like I said, there'll be 5 stations. In those 5 stations, we'll have each station will accommodate each learning style. So our visual learners will benefit from seeing the labeling of each station and the pictures to distinguish what they're focusing on. They'll also be able to manipulate materials in each station. The auditory learners will benefit from working with partners to discuss their experience with them. And then our kinetic learners will benefit from experiencing the different textures in each station, as well as the physical movement throughout the room to each station. We will, in each station, we'll need materials, colorful signs for each sense. In the taste station, we'll need to have food, one food that's salty, one food that's sweet, one food that's sour, one food that's spicy, and we'll discuss those. And then in the listening station, we'll have a bag of coins to shake, we'll have cookies to crumble, we'll have paper to rip. In the touch station, we'll have something bumpy, something cold, something soft, and something slimy. In the look station, we'll have something that's glittery, something that is colorful, maybe even a bright light, and then something that's shiny, maybe play jewelry or something that is shiny that we can describe shiny from. And then in the smell station, we'll either use candles or flowers to represent a fresh scent, a sweet scent, a flowery scent, and a piney scent. And then we'll also need the book to read. We'll need some construction paper, some markers, some crayons, some glitter, some glue, and the 5 sense labels, just so that they can basically label each sense in their artwork. It's going to be really, really important to stick to the set time of 5 minutes for each station, so that we can get through all of them, and then have time to discuss, as well as draw our artwork and discuss our artwork. So I'll be using a timer to make sure that we stay on track. We also need to lay some ground rules. Since we'll be moving throughout the classroom, we'll need to make sure that that's done safely, that they're walking during the time, and just need to be able to remind them to be careful. And then the assessment before the lesson will be during the book reading, just seeing which students are actually very familiar with the five senses and ones that are not as familiar. There'll be no preparation before the lesson because they've all experienced the five senses and they've all used them, so they should be able to connect from their prior experience. This assessment will be an informal assessment because it allows students to share their experience more openly and not realize that they're really being assessed, and just have a better grasp and understanding of what they really know and what they do not know. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you for your time.